I've learned more lessons in acquiring a business.
If I start them now and plant those seeds,
I want us to all lift each other up.
Well, because as an owner, you see the whole business for what it is, and none of the employees get that whole view.
Your head is buried in the sand.
Those giant goals I want.
I felt like in Beyonce.
Things happen within the deadlines that you set for them.
What helps them helps me.
So if you said like, hey, I'm gonna get this done by the end of the week, it'll get done by the end of the week.
Women can be superheroes in this way.
Well, welcome to my first podcast of this nature. I don't know what I'm calling it yet, so we're just getting right into it. I have one of my clients actually, Ashley Chamberlain.
Hey, thanks for having me. This was kind of a fun, unexpected recording situation, so I am thrilled to be on this side of things.
I know, it's a little less hosting on your side.
Yeah.
We had one of your other clients who was going to be here. Some miscommunication happened, but now we're still using the time to the best of our abilities.
Love it.
So you just mentioned that you acquired a salon.
Yeah.
Now, what was that like?
Not glamorous by any means, even though it was a salon. It has been, I've learned more lessons in acquiring a business than I did starting one from the ground up. That's been super humbling. So it's been a lot of, managing people a lot more. Because when you start from scratch, you're usually starting by yourself.
Yep.
And maybe it's just me, but I think I'm easy to manage when it's managing myself. Then you start bringing in different personalities and different needs, and you're basically hopping into a position you've had no training for. So that's been the challenge. And it's a lot of, let me run this quick errand, a lot of reaction stuff. So it's been humbling. But I think once I get through it, I might feel like I'm going to do this again.
Yeah. No, what made you led to, also the price you acquired it for, I was shocked by, because I've never heard of any business being acquired.
No brainer. Yeah.
Yeah. Super, super cheap.
Yeah.
But what made you want to acquire a business in the first place?
So, once you do something once, you feel like, oh, well, I can do this again and again and again. My accounting firm is about 5 years old now. And then I started the podcast, and that's a little over a year old. I started feeling like if I can do this 2 times, then I could do it 100 times. I started getting curious. What are those businesses that everyone wants to be a part of? And a salon is very near and dear to me. I was doing hair in my early 20s, just trying to earn extra money, and I had so many fond memories. So when this came up for sale, it felt very full circle, and I am hopeful to do it again after I get through this 30-day madness.
Now, is there like a turnover period where like the previous owner is kind of like onboarding you as the new ownership, or how's that working?
I think best case scenario, there should be. This was kind of, the previous owner had moved about an hour away. She was also a stylist behind the chair, and she was just done. So while she's available for questions, I have to figure out the questions to ask for her to answer them. It's definitely not, here's all of the information. So that's been a little tricky, and that's why things are so reactionary right now. But it's getting better every day, for real.
Okay, so we had an acquisition of this company, and the benefit of merging or buying a salon is that it's booth rental based.
Yes.
So really, it's kind of like real estate to an extent.
Obviously,
where
yes.
It's like you're just getting recurring
You're just
revenue.
managing the chairs.
Just managing chairs.
Yeah.
For what's like an average chair going for in like a situation like that? So
the location where it's is right now, it's in Middletown. So booth rent ranges wildly.
It's not
area
in
specific.
Indiana?
No.
You bought it for that cheap in Middletown.
Yes. I know.
Where do you find this thing?
I know. I will say I'm not a big manifesting person. I'm not a big the universe this and the universe that. Maybe it's the accountant brain in me that this is a numbers thing. But I just so happened to pull up Facebook one day, and she had posted it in one of the groups I was in, and I was like, oh, well, obviously. So booth rent ranges. I have spoken to a lot of other owners to try to get a middle ground. The average I've found is $150 to $300, and that's a pretty big range, but it's very salon dependent.
Yeah.
Aesthetics and traffic. So it's on Salon Row, and I think that could be a good thing. People go to that area because they know I can get my hair done at all of these different places. So currently they're at 200, but I feel like there's some wiggle room. It's probably going to grow with the elevation of the salon itself.
Yeah. So, okay, we're at 200 booths. How many booths are in the?
There are 6, and I've added 2 more since I've been there.
Okay, sweet. So we're at 8 at 200 a month.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Pay off your investment pretty quick.
Yes. I feel there's a lot of different ways to bring money into the salon outside of the booth rental, because when I first bought it, like you, I was like, all right, what are the bare minimum numbers I can get if everything stays the same?
Yes.
That would take longer to recruit what I just spent. So I am adding a back room for massage therapist, another rental space. There's also a nail tech there, and then retail. Retail's a big one too. So I was licensed in the state of Georgia to do hair. As I was saying, I did hair to get through college. So I went to more college to get the license. And so I can buy products and I can sell it at the salon. It's another way. I've also kind of entertained bringing in other local businesses to showcase their stuff. A lot of my accounting firm clients, they have their jewelry makers, their candle makers. I attract a lot of the creators. And so those things can be featured in the salon as well. So it's just kind of getting creative with ways to bring more income in. That's the goal right now.
Yeah. I mean, one of the businesses I worked with was a Restore Hyper Wellness, and we helped take them from around like 50, 60, and now they're around like that 80 to 100 a month mark.
Yeah.
But in doing so, it was a lot of like, all right, ground marketing. How do we get people to come into a physical location and be interested in it?
Yes.
We had to do a lot of events. I mean, I spent so much time going to businesses, like shaking hands, so much time.
Yes.
Because I was like the head marketing guy. That's all I did was just scale that.
Yes.
But once you build out all those relationships, I feel like it's a lot easier to scale those brick and mortar businesses.
For sure. I think marketing is underestimated for those type of businesses. And when I think about, I'm doom scrolling, if you will, and I don't want to think about anything. I just want to look at pretty pictures. I always stop at the hair pictures, the transformation videos, the tours, the day in the life. And that is where I can really start to bring people in that maybe don't live in Middletown, but they'll go there because, wow, look at all these before and afters. Look how beautiful it is just from this video. So that'll be another thing we're leaning into, learning as we go as well.
Yeah, that's an entire market of so setting up your contractors. A lot of people don't think about this. Like one company I work with, it's a tax software company. And we're working on scaling the companies that use the tax software because the more returns they do, the more revenue it can generate.
Right. Yeah.
So we're offering an add-on. So now we're giving this free, hey, we want to help scale your business because we make more in the back end anyways. So for all of your contractors, giving them a playbook of this is how we scale social media.
Yeah.
And this is how we grow. Makes them all kind of little famous influencers there.
Yes.
Now salons, the more foot traffic, the more revenue.
Oh, that's a great idea. Obviously, we're going to put a pin in that because I am not a tech guy. I am not a marketing guy. I like to just show up and elevate. Just give people a place to really do what they're good at. It's why I started the podcast. It's what we do in our firm. So this was definitely no exception to that. How can we elevate them and bring more people in? Because if I can bring the people in, it gives them permission to raise their prices, which means I can now raise my rent. It's very, what helps them helps me situation.
Yeah. There's an interesting concept that I recently just kind of thought about because I'm at the point now where I have to hire full-time people where I'm they're not just employee or kind of here. I'm okay, I'm gonna start paying someone a salary of 50 plus a year. Yeah. And I never thought about hiring someone on salary or when you bring on an asset that is supposed to generate you more revenue. Cause I was always employees just do this.
Right.
Yeah. But you taking on as an owner, you're in the mentality of I'm owning this and even you guys, we're all generating more revenue for the business.
Yep.
And a lot of times I feel people are just I just need someone to do this service instead of okay, you're a spokesperson for the business to grow it.
Yeah, no, that's a great point too. It's, when people come to my podcast, they always ask, how can I help you? Or how can I still stay involved? And so it is having to think a little outside the box that I don't want to just be the owner of a business. I want us to all lift each other up. How can we all make more money? In a healthy, sustainable way. And so now I love that idea. It's how can we take what you're already paying? Let's have some add-ons for you to choose from. See that it works because what we've done in our other business, there's historical data, which I love the data, that shows that it works. So that's definitely something we can look into, AKA pick your brain about.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just love like what's recently been happening. I mean, even doing business consulting, but just getting to like the nitty gritty of every business and being like, because a lot of times you're so entrenched in all the details, you miss out on so many things.
For sure.
Even with me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. And then Ella will be like, why don't you just do this? I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess that works.
I didn't think I was overcomplicating it. Yeah. And no, and that's why I love that you have kind of that soundboard. When you get in the weeds of things, your head is buried in the sand. And I'm my day to day is, do they have paper towels? Do they have? I just told you I was making sure I set up music in the salon, and instead of how can I make them more money so we can raise the rent, I'm worried about paper towels.
Really locked on the paper towels.
Yes. It's one of those things that when you walk into the salon as a new owner, I look around, I'm like, man, it's kind of dirty. I need to hire a cleaner. Or man, is the air working? Is the internet working? I have not thought about all the pieces that go into running a salon until I'm running to Kroger to get the paper towels. I'm like,
one of the, when I left the lighting industry, we started working at a cryotherapy clinic. One thing I liked is they just had Amazon subscriptions for all of their deliverables.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, these get ordered every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
This gets ordered every 4 weeks because we know how much volume we're doing.
Yeah.
And if the volume changes, then you can adjust the.
That's a good idea too. See, I feel like I'm just learning as I go. When I started the firm myself, things changed so rapidly because it was just me. So if I decided, I don't really want to use this platform anymore, I just changed it. When I started bringing people in, I had more resistance to change, which was good because as an owner, you have this, you're kind of a visionary. So this could be better. I want to change everything. But when you have other people, they're like, whoa. It's working, but we could tweak this part. So it's like the paper towel thing. I would not have thought in this first 30 days, I should just put it on a subscription. I'm like, I need to go there 3 times a week to make sure they have paper towels.
And it's such a waste of your time. You're like, how valuable is my time?
Yes. And I don't live close. I live 30 minutes away. And so when I'm there, I'm working from the salon now. I put it on an auto pay subscription. That makes so much sense. That feels like something a man would say, though, to be honest. Like, why are you even fooling with that? Stop wasting your time. Women, let me just make sure everything looks good, feels good, and make it a little harder because I want everyone to be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I get caught up in the same thing, though, of like, I feel like I need to do everything because I'm very like meticulous. And there's certain things I have to ask myself, like, there's sometimes an edit needs to get done, and I'm like, I want to do it myself. And I'm like, okay, I pay people to do this.
They can do it.
They can do it. It might not be as fast as I'd like.
There it is. Can they do it like me? Exactly like me. But I can attest your people can do it like you. You can rest assured you don't have to do every single one. You don't have to be at every single recording. And I think that goes for almost every business is if the owner is needed in every aspect of the business, they're not hiring correctly. You have to be able to trust your people. And I can tell you have good people. At least, well, you have one good one. I get the same one, the same sound guy.
Yeah, you get the
every
same
single
one.
time.
Yeah.
I'm quite a fan.
No, it's good. It's good. Well, and the only issue is that finding good people has been hard.
Oh, hiring is one of the hardest parts.
Hardest thing.
Oh my gosh. It is time consuming. It is stressful. Trying to figure out pay in this kind of market, in this economy. I mean, I say it all. I sound old when I say it. I remember when I made $20 an hour and I felt like freaking Beyonce.
Yeah.
And now that's what people are starting at.
Yeah, there's definitely the entitlement. I posted a job description recently for the manager spot that I'm hiring for.
Yeah.
And like everyone was like, that's too much for one person to do. And And I'm like, I work in a lot of businesses.
Right.
Like these managers work like 60 hours a week, even though they're on 40-hour week.
It's normal.
Because they care about the business, they want it to grow.
Right. They're in it. And they're getting paid well. Like this is what they should be doing.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be, these large pockets of time where they're like, oh, I don't have anything to do. Well, then I haven't given you enough tasks. That's more normal. It is an entitlement of I deserve to start here because that's where everybody else is at. So it is kind of it's so hard to get through when you're hiring and qualifications. I remember when you start out especially if it's not an entry-level job. They want you to have experience. But if you are an entry-level person, how do you get the experience without starting somewhere? Mm-hmm. So I try to be lenient on it, but sometimes that bites you in the butt.
Yeah. There's certain baselines of just like,
yeah.
Like I set my studios up to be the most baseline thing ever.
Sure.
Like I walk in, I push 2 buttons, that one over here, we're good.
It feels so much more complicated than that as the consumer. Let me just say. I'm like, gosh, Chandler knows his stuff. He's walked around like 3 times. There must be so much that happens.
It's like I'm sure it's like accounting. Like you probably look at numbers and stuff and you're just like, okay, it just makes sense. Like I get what's going on here.
Yeah.
Because it's like just your second language.
I just know it. Yeah.
You just know it.
Yeah.
So like for us, like production stuff's always just been our second language.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just learn, and it's a super low barrier to entry. I feel like everyone has a camera nowadays. Like,
yeah, everyone's a photographer.
Everyone's a photographer.
But this is a different kind of camera though. So you have to know the things about the camera.
Yeah. There's little, it's always funny because I like to try to dumb everything down as much as possible. Sure. So like if I'm ever making an SOP or anything, I'm like, how can I give you the least amount of information just so you get things done?
But that's perfect. That's how you should set up an SOP. Yeah.
It's too much and they get overwhelmed.
Yeah. When it's like 10 pages.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is now not an SOP. This is a guide. This is a how-to.
Yeah.
And the SOPs are hard. I never had to think about that until I started hiring. Because when it's all...
Yeah, you're like, you got all the SOPs.
It's all up here, man. I can tell you. That was one of the most crucial and biggest turn points of our business because my best friend is our CFO for my firm. And so her and I are a lot alike. And so if I knew something, I could bet that she would know it too because she's also an accountant. And so when we were working together in the beginning, there were so many times that, you know, we were kind of fangirl over each other. We would finish each other's sentences. We would get on sales call and kind of have banter. And I'm like, this is awesome. We can run a firm like this. But then we grew. And then we realized, oh, we have to teach people how to do this. And that was tough. That was a lot of chat GPT situations, a lot of voice, you know, just saying out loud what we were doing and recording it. It was messy. But somehow people understood it, but you're constantly changing little pieces of your business to help you continue to grow. Yeah. And you get a little more professional with every change.
Yeah. It's like a recent book that I read that I love. You haven't read it yet. It's called The Science of Scaling. Okay. By Dr. Benjamin Hardy.
Haven't heard of that one.
So amazing.
Is it good?
Yeah. Amazing book. When you want to scale a business, it's like how to set unrealistic goals. You're like, hey, I want to get like 500 million in 3 years. How do we make that happen?
Well, I like that.
Like setting big goals. Like why not set big goals?
Yeah.
I even like the idea of like, well, if your goals if they don't scare you a little bit, then it's probably not a big enough goal.
I have heard that. Have you ever heard of Alex Hormozy?
I love Alex Hormozy. Love Alex Hormozy.
I love his whole thing. And it's a lot of unrealistic goals that make you uncomfortable. And that should be the feeling when you're setting them. Now, as an accountant, that is one of the hardest things for me to do is set unrealistic goals because all I can do is see cash flow projections and think, well, no, we're not going to do 500 million. But so I like him. He stretches my mind a little bit. He's a good one.
you got to have some flexibility.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah. And creativity, if you will.
Yeah. No. So your accounting firm obviously has grown fairly large.
Yeah.
How many people are you managing accounting for right now?
I am fortunate to say I don't know. And here's why I'm fortunate. I am no longer in the day-to-day operations, which is terrifying, but such a good thing. The last time that I did a kind of a client count, it was well over 200 people. And this is businesses. And the way that our structure works, our bread and butter is our monthly recurring bookkeeping clients. Yeah. So data entry, record keeping, every single month of a small business. And when I say small business, that could be a real estate agent all the way up to a construction company, multi-million-dollar construction. Everybody needs record keeping. And so that's our bread and butter. And now tax return time is a totally different story. That is a very different number. But we are able to manage it. We have 10 on our team right now.
Nice.
And it fits the structure because I think I've mentioned this to you before. My entire team is women who are stay-at-home moms and have that flexibility of work. And because of that, tell you, women can be superheroes in this way. I get the most work out of them early in the morning, midday, late at night. It's because that's when their kids are sleeping or when their kids are busy or they're at school. And the amount of work they pump out far more than what I saw an accountant pumping out in a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And these accountants are working 10, 15 hours a week. So it is growing at a steady pace. But I am glad I don't know the number. I would hyper focus on it.
Yeah.
I would torture myself.
It'd be, I don't know if I'm at the point yet where I would not be that involved.
Do you know the exact number?
It's about 25.
Okay. That's shocking.
Yeah.
But that's nice.
Well, because I look at my accounts I manage, like accounts that we manage for
Yeah.
social media is, I think it's 70 now. So
that's a different situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's like 25 clients and they all have, between all of them is 70 social media accounts.
Yeah.
And I have to be like every single day, like, let me make sure the accounts are going, make sure the accounts are happy.
Do you do that every day?
I look at every single day, look at every client.
Really?
Yeah.
For every single client?
Yeah. I give them a lot of attention.
How many hours do you have in your day?
I try
Is
to
it
be really
24?
effective.
I don't know. It kind of feels like there's more for you than the rest of us.
Really, it's just efficiency. Like I had a meeting with Jason, who owns Common Ground in the Airbnb upstairs.
Yeah.
And he felt like he just didn't have time for everything. And I'm like, you didn't lack time, you lacked focus. And it's, I had a conversation with my employees. Like he knocked out 150, pieces of unique content for me in about 45 minutes.
That's wild.
And I got on a call with him and I was like, how did you do this?
Yeah.
And he said he pulled up his screen, set a timer, split screen it from ChatGPT to generate the quotes and then the template in Canva.
Okay.
And just went hard.
So that focus time.
Super deep focus time.
Is where it's at. Oh, it's tough.
I know. And I have ADHD. I know I have it. So like.
That you definitely understand.
Yes. It's so hard to get that quality time.
It really is. And to know exactly what you're going to do, to have the goal, to set it. I do a lot of time blocking, which feels like focused work. But when you have multiple areas that you are touching throughout the day, the time blocking has been my saving grace. I wish I could do more of a even smaller window. I'm just not there yet. I have to say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, this period of time is dedicated to this business or this task. A lot of my employees, they're much better at it, but they're doing one client.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, because as an owner, you see the whole business for what it is, and none of the employees get that whole view.
Right. Well, because there's visionaries, there's business owners, creatives, and then there's the doers. The people that you can give them a process, and they will do exactly what's on that process. I always joke I'm the worst employee.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like it's by far the worst employee because I see my process that I've laid out. And I'm like, I want to focus on the process now. I forgot even what I was doing, but I want to talk about the process.
Yeah, like how do I keep improving? Like I got tied up into. I found a new tool yesterday called Ace, and it literally you can enter a prompt in. It takes over your laptop screen, and AI will do work for you. So like it can start cutting videos, doing Canva designs, or doing emails. Like
That's fun.
So amazing.
So you were focused on that.
Yeah, I wanted to build up that pipeline. And then I was like, there's so many pipelines I'm trying to, but I know these pipelines that if I start them now and plant those seeds, like those will get me to like those giant goals I want.
Yeah. You have to put the work into the seed planting. And I like the way you said that because the seed planting is where I feel like my day-to-day is. How can I start these processes, these systems, and get them to where they will eventually grow into where the goals are. I look at networking like that. Networking, all of the marketing efforts, how can we start here so it'll grow without me having to be in it every single day? So I like that. It's harder to focus, but the AI ACE, all that time you put into it, I mean, I can't imagine what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, well, and also how fast AI is growing. Yeah. Like right now, like it's like a baby, but the scalability of like, okay, 6 months from now, it's like 10 years in time for that growth.
It's wild.
So I'm like, okay, if it's already doing this, if it can like generally cut a video and generally take over the screen,
we can work with that.
Then in 6 months, this will not replace all my employees, but now you have everyone utilizing AI for prompting and managing instead of actually doing because it's not super skilled labor to like, once you get to a baseline of like, copy this text, put it here, then.
Right. It's a tool. And I think people are less afraid of AI today than they were a few years ago. I don't think a lot of people feel like it's going to take over their jobs as much as people did initially when chat came out, or when chat was open to the public. And now it's how can I use AI to be more efficient and do other things? We use AI in our accounting software constantly. There's a little chat box, and we use it for content creation. We use it. It's in QuickBooks. QuickBooks has an AI, feature to it. So it is integrated in everything you're doing. It's just how can you make it work for you? That's been the challenge. Thankfully, a lot of my employees are around my age, and so they're definitely not afraid of AI or losing their job. They are embracing it, hugging it, loving it. So I'm excited to see what you do with it so I can be an observer.
Yeah.
Not that I think I'll ever.
No, the tools are, there's another tool I started using is called Orchid, and you can prompt in, it just builds an entire website for you with the back end of the code. It can like plug in information.
What?
Everything. It built, here, let me show you this website that I had built in probably 60 seconds.
Okay.
And it looked awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
And for you to say it looks awesome, you have different standards than I would.
No, because I try to I've done a lot of websites by hand.
Yeah.
But it did this whole thing.
Okay. Wow.
The whole thing, just from a prompt.
It has a booking link.
And you can go in and kind of you critique it and like specialize a little bit. Like I've done some work on it, but presentability did great.
It has reviews. And so is this you?
No, that's just one of my clients.
Where's your strength training pictures? Okay, so that's building websites.
Yeah.
And they were okay by your standard. I have way different standards. Like a link tree is good.
Yeah.
I feel good if I made a link tree.
Yeah. Well, so it's just like those tools. Like as a business owner, if you're entrenched in your business and if you're working in it instead of on it, you don't have time to find out these new tools to then make processes faster. Because that would have taken me probably 12 hours on Squarespace. Because could I do it? Yeah.
Oh, Squarespace. Oh, it's bane of my existence. Yes. And knowledge for someone that, I said, I'm not a tech guy. If I am trying to build a website, I have exhausted YouTube at that point. I have exhausted the Google web because I have watched so many videos about creating the website without actually doing it.
Yes.
And it's such a waste of time. So no, I love that you found that. That'll just keep growing what you're doing. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's the I try to break everything into type 1 or type 2 decisions. Okay. And I think type 1 are decisions that are irreversible. Type 2 you can just reverse. So if it's not a type 1 I want to be involved in, a type 2 I don't really care about. Okay. So a lot of times people get really nitty gritty on like, this caption isn't perfect or this thing doesn't look like this. Yeah. And I'm like, I can just edit it. Like this isn't.
That's interesting. Okay. I've never broken them out. That definitely helps with focus.
Yeah.
Where should your focus as the owner, should it be in the type 1 or the type 2? Once my 30 days from the salon, I keep saying 30 days, like things will change. I believe they will. But after that, I only want to be in the decisions that I know are more permanent than, what color should we paint the wall? That can be changed.
There's a podcast with Kevin O'Leary from Diary of a CEO. I'm not sure if you watched that. Yep. I love that podcast. But he talks about how Steve Jobs was able to be so efficient because he had like focus versus noise. And he only allowed about 30% of noise throughout his day. And the other 70% was like, these are the top 3 things that are going to move the needle the most in my business that I have to get done today. Because think about all the time we make these lists and we don't get everything done.
They're so long.
But if we just finish those 5 things and then stopped, and then the next day we finish 5 things that move the needle the most.
I love that. And they have to be specific, not build a website. To me, that would be that's the day. Yeah. And that would probably be 3 days. Yeah. But very specific. I have to get these 3 to 5 things done and a sense of I accomplished something. That feels good. I recently started using a Remarkable tablet, but I'm a paper girl. Like I want a paper planner, I want a sticky note, and I'm trying to evolve. So I got the tablet. There is the feeling of writing on a piece of paper is still there with this tablet. and I've started making my to-do list. When I realized that I had to scroll, I thought, oh, well, now obviously there's too much. I'm not going to get it done. So it's helped look at it that way versus a piece of paper. I just keep doing this. So finding ways to really get specific with what you want to get done that day, making your list attainable and feeling like you checked them off, that is much healthier than, oh, I still have so much to do.
Yeah.
That's harder. Then you go home and you're like, I still have so much to do and I'm going to sit here and do those things versus I want to have dinner with my family or, I want to go outside and go for a walk. It kind of stops you from that stuff because you think I have a long list. So no, I love that. I want to implement that.
Yeah, that helps a lot. More. And then one of the last tools I've been using recently that just helped me scale a lot is things happen within the deadlines that you set for them. So if you said like, hey, I'm gonna get this done by the end of the week, it'll get done by the end of the week. Yeah. You say, I'm gonna get this done by the end of today, it'll be done by the end of today. If you follow that framework. Yeah. Like with the website design, I kept pushing it off. It's like, And I was like, okay, how do I get this done today? And then I found a system that lets me be able to get things done in 24 hours in 20 minutes. So that's how like if I start thinking of things of that nature, that just helped me scale faster and not get so caught up in the like little type 2 things.
Yeah. So you found something to help you reach those goals versus just continuously trying to go through the process and make it faster, make it faster. You just found a tool, plug it in. Now I can reach this goal.
Yeah. I think a lot of that comes from discontentment too. Cause I'm like, there has to be a faster way.
Yeah. Getting curious. How can I find something to make it better? Or how can I find something to make this faster that I'm okay with to move on to the next thing?
Exactly.
I like that.
Well, so with your accounting firm, what are some of the goals you have for that business?
Well, when I first started it was, they constantly changed, get my first client. Then it was my shift changed to, hire more people. For 2025, it's been really focused on customer service. I found that we've always hired before we were ready. We always hired before we needed someone. And that was tricky because then people were kind of like, I'd like to start working. What you got? But we're at the place now where everyone has full schedule, a few extra hours that they could fill capacity. But I really want us to solidify customer service. So that means this year we've done a lot of CRM updates, changes, automations have been a thing now. We've been heavily relying on the CRM we have. We use Go High Level to help our clients feel like really taken care of. I didn't realize, not a tech guy, that there were so many options to help people feel taken care of without you sending the email yourself.
Yep.
So that's been the goal. We've gotten a lot of automation set up. We've been really focusing on online reach, helping people that maybe don't live next door to us, maybe people that live in other states and bringing them to us. And I think it's working. By the end of the year, I'd like to.
What's your online strategy you're doing right now for reach?
So we've had a couple of different moving parts. Consistent posting, changing the type of posting.
Now, is it social or what is this website?
Social.
Okay.
I will be honest, I don't do the posting myself, but I have people that do really, really good work on it. So we're posting across, different platforms. We also brought in a company that's working on the SEO part with Google to where if people type in all these different phrases, accounting in Louisville or best bookkeeping, blah, 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 that our name will be in the top 5. And it's been having pretty good growth. They also post blogs for us, which is, I thought blogs were dead, but they're doing their
SEO,
thing.
Here's like every SEO company's secrets that they don't want you to know about.
Tell me.
There's a website called Answer the Public.
Okay.
I think it's, Answer the Web or Answer the Public, one of the two.
Yeah.
And you search up a key phrase, you go bookkeeping. It gives you a wheel of every single phrase that people Google and how much they spend on the admin for that phrase. So if you generate content, like a blog post around that phrase, you rank number 1. I use this with my podcast studio, which is why I rank number 1 for all Google searches.
And it's slang.
And it's just slang. Literally all it is I go to that website, I find everything, I make a blog post about every single thing they could possibly do, and I get a bunch of free traffic to my site just for those blog posts.
Unfortunately, I have paid someone to do that.
I mean, you still got to, copy and paste from ChatGPT.
Yeah, but we're trying to not get too spread thin. So a lot of people, and they do this with accounting, where they want to try a lot of different strategies at one time. The problem with that is measurability. How do we know what's working and what's not when we're doing a lot of things? If we have a tax strategy, we usually focus on 1 to 2 things. Let's put these 2 things and see how it works. With marketing and the firm, if we are posting on all these different platforms and we have blogs and we have reels and the podcast, how do we know it's working? So having them track it at the end of the year will kind of get a better idea of what's working. Now with a virtual firm, it's really a lot of online networking. So that's been my focus, is the networking part, which I don't love, but that's
one of the softwares that I implemented recently that I had my AI guy build out this entire system for me. It sends basically to B2B networking, because like one of my sales things like sell to other agency owners, and it automatically books consult calls with me and puts them on my calendar. So it'll scrape every lead list from LinkedIn, get all their contact info, send them 3 special emails with booking links, and then follow up with them and just go straight to my calendar. And it's like 150 emails a day.
Wow. But you're not having to send those yourself.
Fully automated.
That's pretty mind-blowing. I feel like I'm 10 years behind you when it comes to this online stuff.
No, it's so huge. I remember when I started seeing bookings come in my calendar, I was like, well, I didn't do any work for this. This is cool.
That is cool, because you kind of feel like the seeds you planted are starting to come back around. I feel that way with a lot of my in-person networking. The first 3 years of my business, I was just talking to everybody in front of anyone I could. And now that I've backed off of it and I'm focusing more on the online presence, now I'm seeing those people kind of come back around. I thought, okay, so it still works. Sometimes it just takes longer, which I wouldn't have known unless I did it. When I first started the firm, I sent out hundreds of letters, not handwritten. The address was handwritten. To other CPA firms saying, I'd love to work with you. CPAs generally don't like to do bookkeeping, so we're happy to work with you in that way. And I still get people that call about that. So it's just finding the right kind of seeds and the right kind of strategy to do that without exhausting. So AI definitely would be great to help alleviate some of the time that's spent networking. I just haven't gotten there yet. I am an old school accountant at heart. I love show me a general ledger on paper. I get chills. So I'm learning how to keep up. You would think I'm like 105, but I'm only in my 30s.
Well, you learn fast.
Yes, I learn fast. I just haven't taken the time to really dive into what could help these parts I'm spending so much time. So I think this year, after we look at the efforts we've done, what kind of return did we have? We'll have a better picture of, right, get rid of this or move this way. But really, I'm just kind of having fun. It just feels fun to have the different businesses that are all speaking to each other in some way and trying new things. That this year has been trying a lot of new things. The automations, new CRM. We had Go High Level for our website, but now it's our full CRM. So trying that, it's fun. Like, oh, these things are working for me and I was already paying for it. I had no idea. So it's been interesting and fun to see kind of the changes in that way, but also other accounting firms. What are you guys doing? What are you guys using? And we're all kind of exploring right now. That's been fun.
Well, so where can people find you? That's a big question.
So because of our online efforts, we have a beautiful website. It's chamberlainandgoodcompany.com. We are on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn for the firm. And I believe my scheduling links are all there. You can schedule a call. It's free. I kind of see where you're at with stuff. I hope any local Louisville people come and visit the salon. It's Middletown, Maine. It's in Middletown on Main Street. So it's easy to find. And then, if obviously the podcast, because I have such a good sound person, I hope Chandler listens to this. He probably won't. He told me he never listens to them.
I taught my editors to not listen to him and just edit off the wavelength for more efficiency.
So he's doing what he was told.
He is.
That's so annoying. Well, he said he doesn't listen to it, but if he happens to listen to this one because you're in it, Chandler, you're the best. In Good Company is my podcast, and I interview local business owners. It's so fun. And sometimes you get the emails from my guests that say they aren't coming. So I am pretty proud of the team that I have on all fronts. Y'all just treat us so well. I think you do. My assistant doesn't ever complain. She says, you're great.
Good. Glad. I'm glad.
Done.
Sweet. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.